Hey, what's up guys? So I avoided Boracay for over 3 years because honestly, I kind of thought it was going to be like fake paradise. Overcrowded, overpriced, overhyped. Basically the exact opposite of what I normally like in the Philippines when I'm traveling around. I thought this all Boracay was this beach right here. People everywhere. It's a beautiful beach, amazing sunsets, lots happening right here. I can see why people come to this and go, yeah, I don't want to share the beach with 3,000 people. But guess what, guys? You don't have to. Most people that don't like Boracay, I think they're experiencing it completely wrong. Because once you get beyond the busiest tourist sections, you suddenly find yourself just enjoying crystal clear water, unbelievably long, beautiful beaches, great snorkeling, quiet sunset spots, and some of the most beautiful tropical scenery I have seen in the Philippines. And another thing that really impressed me, it's clean, it's organized, it's walkable. You could tell there was real pride going into developing Boracay into a premium vacation spot. So let me show you around and tell you the story of my trip there, because this island vacation turned out to be way different than I expected. We're at the port. We're heading to Boracay. I just want to show you the port and the boat. It's a little guy. We're the last ones to get on. Beautiful day. Another beautiful day in paradise. Here we go, Boracay time. So getting to Boracay starts with a really short boat ride from Cataclan Port, maybe around 10 or 15 minutes. And normally when you arrive at a little ferry hub around the Philippines, the port areas are not known to be super nice. Usually expect to have to drive a little bit to get to the nice stuff. But here, you literally are pulling into bright turquoise water with a white sandy beach right there. That was the first clue that this place might be a little bit different. And another thing that immediately stood out after arriving was just how quiet and organized the roads were. It's pretty much all electric carts and e-trikes rather than loud jeepneys and trikes. Made a huge difference. On the way to Banana Bay, just little things, these nice cushy seats. This is not your typical trike. Now I will say this, like transportation, getting around in these e-trikes, definitely more expensive than what you'll pay riding trikes around most of the Philippines. Like you're probably going to pay double. It would add up over the long term, but for a vacation, whatever. Tried negotiating too, wasn't really happening too much. All right, so before diving in any deeper, guys, let me show you around on the map. So on this side right here, guys, this is Bulabog Beach. It's also known as Back Beach. This is where I stayed. Beautiful beach and way more low-key compared to White Beach, which is right across the island. This is your busy main tourist hub, guys. It's divided into stations 1, 2, and 3. Station 2 is the busiest area with heavy tourist crowds, especially at sunset. Down here in Station 3, also kind of crowded. I'd say, I guess, slightly rougher around the edges down that way. But Station 1 over on this side, that's where it gets way more quiet. I'd say a little bit more upscale. And as you keep going, right in this area here, guys, a beautiful like cliffs, really cool rock outcroppings, a cool walkway that takes you around to this little cove and this area called Diniwid Beach, which ended up becoming one of my favorite spots on the islands. Just a completely different atmosphere. Great place for sunsets too. And if you go further north, right in this area here, is a place called Puka Beach, which was phenomenal and a really easy place to get away from the crowd completely, to enjoy a swim, enjoy the sunset. Down over here, guys, on the southeast side, you have a place called Tambisaan Beach, which ended up having really good snorkeling, like way better than I expected. And this part of the island, I'd say super laid back. This is not like a polished, high-end touristy area at all. A little bit more local vibe. So overall, what I'm getting at and showing you all these other places outside of White Beach is just how easy it was to actually avoid the tourist madness that everybody complains about. All right, so back to when we first arrived on the island. We hopped on an e-trike and headed over to Bulabog Beach, where I booked a few nights at a place called Banana Bay. And honestly, this was the moment that Boracay really started to win me over after I first arrived. You know, I came here with, not gonna lie, kind of low expectations because I'm not a big tourist destination guy. It's not that I hate it, but the vibe is usually different. Looking around going, this is actually really nice. It's actually quite beautiful and the vibe seems super chill. This was not the Boracay that I had imagined for many years. There was no massive crowds all through this area, just beautiful, relaxed, tropical atmosphere. You have this long, beautiful walking path beside the beach, lined with little cafes, hotels, restaurants, palm trees. And I remember thinking, like, this is supposed to be not the nicest beach in Boracay. Like, the other side is where everybody goes. But I'm looking around thinking, how could it get any better than this? It's amazing. Just a few more things to point out on this side of the island, how unique some of the cafes and restaurants are. Take, for example, this little place called Smooth Cafe. It was right next to the hotel we were staying at. You literally have to walk over a koi pond just to get to the seating area. Before I forget though, one thing to point out, if you're looking at hotels on this side of the island, up here guys, just a little bit further away from where I stayed, it's actually quite different. You have your launching area for a lot of the boat activities. It doesn't have that nice quaint walkway that I was just showing you. So if you care about that, you want to book at a place closer to where Banana Bay is, and there's lots of options right along there. Another important thing to note, guys, so there is a windy season on each side of the island. So as you can see right now, it's calm, but that's not like that all the time. 6 months out of the year, the back beach side is more windy. About 5 months out of the year, the white beach side is more windy. And about 10% of the year, it's sort of a mix and it's transitioning from one side to the other. Now the back beach side is actually known as the windy side because of the conditions. That area has actually become famous for kiteboarding around the world. All right, so let's go check out the place that I stayed at for most of the time there. It's called Banana Bay. And honestly, highly recommend it. I'd call it a very high quality type of hotel, very nice, but reasonable pricing. That's what surprised me. There's a cafe downstairs and a restaurant right upstairs above it, overlooking the beach. And honestly, the whole vibe just felt like very relaxing. You have the pool right in the middle and the center of the hotel. The first room that I stayed at was under $60 for this room right here. It's kind of their basic room. Ended up upgrading to a different room which overlooked the pool, and it was a little over 70 bucks. But for this kind of place, right on the beach, I think that's a pretty fair deal. Now, of course, prices fluctuate depending on the season and where you're booking it from, but that's what I paid at the end of May. So a quick overview on the cost of things. This place I'm showing you right now, we ended up staying there for a couple of nights, decided to extend the trip a little bit. It's right down the path from where we were staying. Nice little boutique spot with a cafe right on the beach. Nothing fancy, but nice. The price? Couldn't believe it, guys. $25 per night for this room. The point is, you can come to Boracay, do a little searching around, and find yourself a pretty sweet deal in a decent place and enjoy a top-notch vacation without blowing the budget. Now, as for things like tours, eating out at some of the restaurants, the tourist shops, you're definitely paying top peso for that. No doubt about it. But then there's some surprises, like we went out and got a massage, 350 pesos for an hour in a nice place. But then you turn the corner, you look to rent a scooter, and bam, not so cheap. Just to show you guys, 24 hours.
Motorbike, sir.
Oh, and it comes with someone who dances for you. That's why, free dance.
With free dancing.
Free dance, okay. Now we know why, because it comes with free dancing.
Yeah.
All right, thanks to you.
Motorbike with free dancing.
Yeah, that's a lot. So you go to Sikior, you rent a small bike, a Honda Click or something like that, $350, maybe $400 per day. Here, $2,100. Wow. We're gonna walk everywhere anyway, so it don't matter. Now the next day we walked over from Back Beach over to White Beach, the main area. Like 11 or 12 minutes, you're over there. This is the routine we got going here in Boracay, guys. Post dinner, walk to the other side to watch the sunset and chill out. But this side's not too shabby either. Check it out. We come back here and it's quiet, there's no one around, and we just walk this beach. And we lay in the sand, and life is good in Boracay. Coming on the D Mall. I know everybody loves a good mall when they're at a tropical island vacation destination, but let's just see what it's all about. So just wanted to show you guys what it looks like when you're cutting across the island. So as you can see, there's all kinds of shopping, there's little restaurants, there's the wet and dry market. Now this route that we took, it's kind of a popular route with the D Mall, but there's actually quite a few different cut-throughs to get across the island. Just FYI, some of them are like narrow passageways, alleyways, and if you're doing it at nighttime, it can be kind of dark. Not that it's sketchy, but it might feel sketchy. So getting to know which cut-through is better, it's good to know. All right, first look at the main beach that everyone comes to Boracay for. I've seen videos for so many years, and this is very first time stepping on Boracay sand. Oh, it's powdery and nice. It's more fine powder sand here than the other side. I mean, it is pretty nice. It just keeps going way down there. Whoo! And as far as you can see this way, Yeah, all right. There is no other place like this in the Philippines. This is the beach of beaches in the Philippines, and you can see why it is such a popular spot. Guys, as you make your way down the beach, it's where you get all the shady areas. It's not all sunny. You just keep walking, you'll find your spot. Look at that. A whole shady section for you people that burn easy like me. Been walking for probably 25 minutes, guys, and we didn't even start at the end of the beach, and it just keeps going and going and going. It's quite impressive. Just keeps going. Now it's a trail right up along the cliffside. How cool is this? It's just way more than I thought. I thought Boracay, beach, touristy, souvenir shops, that's it. It's much, much more. Huge rock cliffs, little hidden beach areas, calm water, way fewer people. Oh, that's where the swimming's happening, right here. That's the beach I was looking for. And we ended up staying there for sunset swimming around the rocks. All right, after that long walk, it's gotta happen. Gotta cool down in the water. And as we were chilling there in the water enjoying the sunset, just thinking to myself, this has to be the routine. Like, what beach are we going to go to enjoy sunset tonight? And I'm looking around at all the cliffs right behind the beach thinking, this is definitely not the version that I saw online and that most people think of when they think of Boracay. Now, on a different night, I did want to check out what it was like on the main white beach during sunset. So we did spend a little bit of time there just to get a feel for it and know what it's like. And yeah, it just doesn't have the same kind of vibe when you're sharing it with that many people, and the energy is just not that peaceful, tranquil type of thing that I think a lot of people appreciate. But this next place was incredible. We woke up to another beautiful day in paradise, and it was snorkel time. Hopped on an e-trike over to beautiful Tambisa on beach. Next step before we go, you guys probably know this already, but if you don't, dish soap in the mask, rub it around, thin layer, wash it off in the water, no fogging. It's easy as that. You can also use toothpaste. Just non-whitening toothpaste works pretty good too. But dish soap is the best. It looks like you only have to swim out not that far. Yeah, you can see the buoys out there, guys, if you're a decent swimmer. We're gonna find out. I bet it's not even that deep. I love this stuff. It's gonna be fun. So when you come to the beach, what do? You got a bag. You bring your valuables out in the water with you. I have that waterproof bag. But you're still left with like my hat, my sunglasses and towels and stuff that just wouldn't fit in that little valuables bag. So going to the Sari Sari right here, swim for an hour, come back, pick it up, give them 100 pesos. It's okay, and I'll pay you when I come back. It helps us a lot. Thank you so much. I'll see you in 1 hour. Yeah. Easy as that. Totally worth it. Hi. Hello, we're going swimming. This, guys, you got to get this. You want to do some snorkeling or just go to the beach and swim? Wallet, phones, keys, bam, good to go. Super cheap. They sell them everywhere. Peace of mind. So in case you're wondering, no sharks really to worry about when snorkeling in the Philippines. Pretty rare. But you do have to worry about getting attacked by these little clownfish protecting their nests. Love these little guys. Actually, something you should be more cautious of in the shallows are these sea urchins. But look how cool it is how these fish are hiding in there for protection. And another heads up, if you didn't know already, you might find your Filipino girlfriend swimming in her normal clothes like this. Just go with it, guys. Also, a lot of them are a little bit scared of the water, even though they're surrounded by ocean. Easy fix, life jacket, good to go. So on the swim, we didn't see any turtles or any huge fish, but we saw some cool stuff like this striped sweet lips, this little puffer fish, huge schools of fish everywhere, tons of variety, lots of colors. It just feels like you're swimming in an aquarium, crystal clear water, and it just kept going on forever. It was incredible. We swam for almost 2 hours. Oh, we're taking a break. This is a massive, massive area of coral everywhere. There's so much fish. You want to meet the biggest goofball in the Philippines? Right there. Look how far we are from shore. Like literally, as soon as you leave the beach, it starts. And it even goes out to where those boats are. There's so much coral everywhere. Boracay's got it all, guys. It's got it all. Now that evening, it was sunset time again. And this time, we headed to Puka Beach, which I was looking forward to and came highly recommended. So when you get there, near the entrance, I would say definitely more tourists than I was expecting and that I was hoping for. But when we got there onto the beach, we looked to the left and we saw an opening and we just kept walking. After about 15 minutes, no one there. The crowds are actually very easy to escape if you're willing to just walk a little further. And so when we got near the end of the beach, guys, it was absolutely perfect. No one around, beautiful sunset, calm water, absolute paradise, and perfect way to end the day. Guys, I gotta refer you to my Amazon link. I never do, but I bought this beach blanket that I meant to bring on this trip. Didn't bring it, so instead of a beach blanket, look what she's sitting on. My shoe. So get yourself a beach blanket, boys and girls. Much better on the sand because it sticks to you. All right, guys, gotta do it. Skinny dipping in Boracay. Ooh, no, just kidding. Not skinny dipping, boxers. But check it, check it. How could we not get in this crystal clear water with nobody around? Guys, truly living the dream in paradise. Well, that was an incredible swim on a beautiful evening in Boracay. But check this out, guys. Full moon with the sunset. Still a little bit of color out there. And nobody on this beach. It's one thing that I find incredible with Boracay is that you can be out on the beaches late at night, just enjoying peace and quiet, looking at the stars with no one around, and no one cares. It's not like security coming up and down the beach saying, you gotta go, it's 10 o'clock. We were out the first night until like well past midnight, which I think is pretty cool. There's a lot of freedom in a very touristy island, and I didn't expect that. A nice bonus of being on Boracay. So in a nutshell, guys, Boracay definitely ended up being way better than I expected. Without a doubt, underneath the tourist reputation, this island has some incredible natural beauty. The beaches, the cliffs, the watercolor, the snorkeling, the sunsets, the chill vibe around the island. And of course, the pleasant surprise, guys, is that you can avoid the tourist trap of Boracay. There's plenty of options for you. I wouldn't avoid Boracay like I did for so many years, thinking that's all it has to offer. It's a place that I'll actually go back to. I think it's a perfect spot for a short getaway. It's an ideal place to bring someone you're dating, your girlfriend, your wife. I think it's that kind of a vibe for sure. Yeah, it could be a family thing too. I don't think it's really an ideal place to go as a single guy and just show up. If you're into the party thing and you want to go with some buddies, I think you have plenty of options for that as well. But like I always say, and this really goes for anything in life, guys, it is what you make of it. Go with the right expectations, go with a good attitude, get out of your comfort zone, go adventure around, put some effort into getting out of the easy trap that most tourist spots will let you fall into. And I guarantee you, you're gonna have a good time. Thanks for watching, guys. Appreciate it. More videos to come.